Hi guys, it's Texas Witch here. I'm here with FluffyEnderPug, or also known as Professor Bird.
And LowyBoss Plays.
Yes, and we are going to be cooking up we're going to be talking about my favorite subject today. One of Texas Witch's favorite, pork. That's right. I have two big, as you can see here, two giant hunks of pork here. This used to be one giant pork loin, but I have decided to chop it in half because I don't have a pan big enough for the bad boy. And then we're going to actually cook it up today. So we're going to do this Texas style. Slow cooked pork is like a Texas tradition.
You also put Lone Star beer.
Yeah, so I'm going to put some Lone Star beer in here. As everyone can see, this is the National Beer of Texas is what it says. And I love that it says national instead of state beer. It's delicious. It's cheap. But you can only get it in Texas. So I'm going to be pouring some of this in here. Because you always want a little bit of liquid. I'm going to drink the rest.
There's like none.
Alright, so you always want to put a little bit of, you always want to put some moisture in the bottom of your pan when you're going to slow cook. And normally I wouldn't put quite as much as I did here, but the beer gives it a really nice, delicious flavor. So you want that to sort of, it'll mull over it while it's cooking. It's going to be so good. So this is a special seasoning called Richard's. This had to be special ordered. This is from Kentucky. And even though, as y'all know, I am from Texas, I'm Texas Witch, I also, respect and admire other things in the South. And this is
Kentucky.
This is some Kentucky goodness right here. So a good friend of mine ordered this for me. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. North Carolina is where the company is at. But she's from Kentucky, a friend of mine, and she said she could only get it back home. So that's why I thought it was from Kentucky. Apparently you can order it from North Carolina. So here we go.
Apparently.
We're going to be putting some Richard's seasoning on here.
That is a lot of seasoning.
It's so good. And I like to crust both sides with it a little bit. What do you think of that? It's tasty, right?
That's yummy.
I like to crust both sides with it
I got like
a little bit. So what I'm going to do is turn... Oh, well, we're going to have to return around because we want our fat back on the back. Fat down. That's how I cook it. Let's turn you back here.
I can help.
One more turn. Yeah, we're going to need to wash our hands after this. We got some pork hands. And just a little bit more seasoning there. Right on top. Okay. I like to put a lot of seasoning because when you're slow cooking stuff, you're not really... The seasonings, it seeps down into it, but it's not really going to season the inside. It's not like pan searing it or something where it gets crusted to it. So you want to try to do the best you can here. Would you like a wipe?
I'd like a wipe.
Okay, here you go.
Gotta keep your hands sanitary.
You gotta keep your hands sanitary. And we would be doing this in the kitchen, but unfortunately, Texas Witch's kitchen is under construction. Which I consider myself a bit of a kitchen witch. I love to cook. Obviously,
you have a spoon that says kitchen witch.
I do have a spoon that says kitchen witch, which I burned myself with a wood burner. Texas Witch is handy. But the one thing that I really, obviously, I love to cook. I love to also do a lot of herbal stuff and stuff like this. Obviously, this is more in the Texas tradition than the witchcraft tradition. But
she will also be doing witchcraft on this too.
I will indeed. So, mushrooms. You gotta, was there another thing of mushrooms?
Yes.
Could you get it? We've got a big pork one here.
I showered her.
So, mushrooms are one of the best things you can have with some slow cooked pork, in my opinion. Now, my daddy, who for the sake of this channel we'll call Kenny B, that man is a good cook. And
we can put his channel name in the description.
I don't think he has a channel.
He does.
Oh, all right. We will put his channel name in the description. All right, so Kenny B,
I simply just looked up his name.
He's an excellent cook, and one of the things that he taught me how to cook is slow cooked pork. So, in his slow cooked pork, though, he does a little bit different than mine. He doesn't use the beer, but he does use the mushrooms. And these mushrooms, when they start to get soft, are just heavenly. You know, they're so good. And some people choose to put them in. My dad will put them in a little bit further into the cooking process. I like to put them in at the beginning. I like it when they're cooked down a lot and they're like nice and small and
check out Miss Sexy Gaming.
You can check out Miss Sexy Gaming. That's my gaming channel, yes. And this is basically it. We're going to cover this up with some aluminum foil so that when the moisture rises, it can obviously fall back down on it and just keeps cooking in its own juices. I'm going to put this in the oven. This one's, if I had started earlier in the day, I honestly probably would have put this in the oven at about 275 and just let it cook all day. I started a little bit later, so I'm going to probably put this in at about 300, maybe 325, and let it cook for 4, 5, 6 hours. I like to, you know, with slow cooking meat, the lower you go and the slower you go, the better it's going to taste. So if you want to put it on the night before, put it on at even 250 and just let it slowly just cook. I mean, it'll be amazing by the time it reaches morning. Now, this is a lot of meat, so
it might take a while.
Yeah, and we have about 6 hours till company's coming, so we are going to cook it low and slow as much as we can, but we're not going to be able to go as low as like 225, 250.
We're going to put the channel names of the people who are coming here in the descriptions.
We will put all the channel names in the descriptions. We thank you for joining us. This is Texas Witch. Please like and subscribe. I will teach you how to do witchcraft. I will teach you how to do...
Comment down below what things you want, like what
I will teach you how to make some delicious dishes. And you know what? Can you get the camera and show what this looks like? Because it looks amazing. This is going to be a tasty treat, guys. It's going to be bomb. So, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Texas Witch out.